So what part of what you just said is the real focus? Is it the creative part, or is it supplementing with something that's more updated?
No, I need to stick to the need for the standard to be addressed. And the standard that I'm looking at improving for the kids is their ability to identify the author's purpose.
Okay.
And, one of the things I think that they really need to recognize is from each of the characters what their point of view is.
Right.
So,
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
sure.
So what's happening? Are you testing them? Are you just noticing that they're low in the standard? What's making you want to supplement for this standard in particular?
That's a great question. One of the things that we've been doing on the
The team?
team in the English department is we have been doing the common lits, and in looking at that data, I've recognized that 90%, if not more, the students are struggling with point of view.
Okay.
So not all of them, however, enough of them where they could all use that boost. So I think that because this story is something I feel familiar with, I could draw it out of them, but I want to make sure I know that they have it. So I want them to be able to apply it to something else,
Right.
which is where I'm struggling. Like, how do I know what to pull from? What supplements?
Well, you picked a great topic because there are so many different points of view. To Kill a Mockingbird sometimes is criticized because it's coming from the point of view that it's coming from. And so wanting to supplement that with more current points of view or more diverse points of view.
Sure, more PC, huge part of our conversation.
Right. So I think coming up with materials is not going to be difficult. Let me ask you this. What are your options? Have you thought of anything that you might use? Have you had any suggestions from your team? Have you guys discussed any supplemental materials?
Well, I know that one of the things that we've just started is the documentary of 13. And, that certainly brings to the table the point of view of different people and different vantage points. But I'm just trying, I really would like to have something in text form.
Okay. Where could you get that? You mentioned Common Lit. Could you get some more materials from Common Lit?
I could, but I'm not really loving that as a supplement because the kids groan as soon as we have to do it, and I feel like I'm not as familiar with the information or the stories that the passages that they're providing. So I just, I'm too fresh, so I really don't know enough current novels or other stories.
So how do you get your information when you want to know more about a topic? What
Google.
Okay, so could you have the kids do some Google research on people who have been falsely accused?
Yes, I'm so apprehensive about the students doing that on their own. I feel like I guess my strength is more about teacher led as opposed to the students. But I hear you, and I'm trying not to have a fixed mindset. So I really should consider that.
Okay, so where else, if not just Googling, where else could you pull resources from? And who could help you find those?
I'm thinking like newspapers or current newsworthy publications.
Yeah, like
magazines.
Apple News. I go on Apple News every day, and
Wow.
maybe podcasts.
See,
Maybe
totally
the media center, maybe Mrs. McGarry might have some ideas about resources. She might even have something that she's compiled.
That's great.
So what's your next step? You've gotten all these ideas. What is your next step? Let's narrow it down.
Well, I'm gonna step a little bit outside of my comfort zone, and I'm going to The next class, I'm going to ask students, I'll give them a fixed amount of time to provide up to 3 different things that they found that correlate to that
Being falsely
theme,
accused.
right, being falsely accused. And then as a class, I guess, again, it's not easy for me to let them have that autonomy, but you know, we'll take a vote and consider which one we want to investigate together.
There you go.
And go from there.
And you started off saying that you wanted to teach them point of view.
Yes.
So maybe put some parameters on that about getting a prosecutor's point of view and a victim's point of view and the accused point of view.
And that speaks to me so loudly because I like to have things that are very interactive or creative, and so you've sparked the idea that perhaps I could get a team of prosecutors and a team on the other side and have them role play. I now you're giving me some creative ideas.
It sounds like you're leaning toward a Socratic seminar style of lesson.
Yes.
Okay. So when is all this going to happen? Because right now it's just ideas.
Yes. Well, I like the idea of the next class giving the students the time to investigate and bring together the what they've investigated and found, and then during the next class we will already have which ones we've chosen and voted on, and then we'll work on splitting them into teams, and then I guess by the 3rd class we'll provide the Socratic seminar results, if you will. And I can you know, again, because I'm so consumed with documenting for grading purposes,
Right.
just having a list of their names, and
That's a reality.
I know, and just making sure everyone speaks.
Will you bring this to your PLC team?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And when would you like to meet again with me so that we can celebrate?
I think that at the end of the month, that way it'll give me those 3 classes and then perhaps a 4th class if necessary. With our schedules being what they are, you never know what will come up. So I think in a month's time, that's a great opportunity to revisit this with you and see how it all went.
Okay. I'll pencil you into my calendar.
Sounds great.